pick a move in the ring. You can hit me with a word you fling.
Okay, it's the South China Morning Post here at Bangtao Muay Thai and MMA in Phuket, Thailand. I am here with one of the founders of the gym, one of the owners, Frank Hickman. What's up, Frank?
Hey, how are we? What's going on, brother? Good to have you.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's Saturday. You've just had another class here. How was class?
It was good. Saturdays is like a circuit we do, kind of like a fight simulation type scenario for the boys. Little 9 a.m. cardio, and then we took care of one of the Koreans in Top Noi fighting to the Road FC before the Singapore card, and then we did Rafael as well. Rafael fights July 9, fights RDA in the main event, so exciting.
It's all systems go. I see a lot of fighters here from the UFC as well. You got Taito Avasa walking around. Zhang Weili is preparing for UFC 275 against Joanna, and Jiri Prochazka against Glover Teixeira for the light heavyweight title. How crazy it to see so many big names already coming to the gym. It's only been open a couple of months.
Yes, we're very fortunate. We're very blessed to have it. We've kind of had some connections and everything, big shout outs to 2K and Tim, my man from Paradigm, for offering us the Yuri, giving him a shout out and saying he could come here and use the facilities. We love having him. He's great to have. His coaches are extremely nice, very supportive with everything. Weili, obviously, it's nice to have her here. She's been here for a bit longer. She's a workhorse, so it's good to have that character type around the gym, so we know the younger generation, or the lower level fighters can see that and see like kind of what it takes to get to that level and to stay at that level. So she's awesome. Her coaches are great to have here. And then of course the big fella, Tuivasa. It's always great to have Ty around here. I've been working with Ty since probably 2017 when I really first got to Thailand. He was really the first fighter to give me a chance and kind of let me work with him, and we've stayed very close. He's been on a tremendous run.
Got a drink here. Do you want it?
Yeah, it's all good. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, come on in.
He's been on a tremendous run. And yeah, it's great to have him around the gym. His energy is he can bring up any room. He likes he loves it. He cuts it on when he trains in that, but he also has a bit of fun. So it's good. It's good to have him around the gym.
Yeah, I've been in a couple of fitness classes over there with Ty. He definitely has been cracking everyone up with his jokes, but you can tell how serious he is when it gets down to it. It's not just him though. There's so many people here, not just UFC fighters, but just people like me coming for fitness holidays. You can have amateur fighters here. There's some on the mats just training. How cool is it to have such a mix of different people from different walks of life all under one roof?
Oh man, it's great. We love it. Obviously, when we have something special we want to build here at Bangtao. So, whether it's MMA, grappling, wrestling, or you want to do Muay Thai, or you want to do the S&C cardio type classes, we got you covered, whatever you need. It's been great. We opened April 4th. I got in on the 13th or so, the 15th. We had our grand opening on the 22nd, and it's been just full systems go since then. Everything's been max. Been a bit stressful, but that's good, man. This is, everything good it's not easy. So I know it's going to take some time, but we're excited for it. We've already doing a pretty good job so far. We got some good things on the horizon. Couldn't be more excited.
Yeah, and you were gone for a while. You weren't here at the beginning for the grand opening, but you came back soon after. But you've been away in America for about a year. You were cornering Alex Volkanovski for his 2 title defenses, and then you were also on the Ultimate Fighter. What was that like, being away for so long, and how valuable was the experience?
It was a tremendous experience. My 4-week trip, which was supposed to be 4 weeks, turned into just over a year, about 12 and a half months. But a lot of good things happened, The boys had fights. The boys defended the belts a couple times. Alex did, Izzy as well. The guys had fights like big name. Some of the boys had big name wins. Kai did a great job. Brad had a fight in Arizona, and then he had another fight. The guys were pretty full on. Blood Diamond had fought. Carlos had fought. Everybody was fighting. And then I was able to do the show. The show was was great. Great time. Great outcome. Obviously the boys on the show were tremendous. Good future for all of them. And it was good just to mix it up and to be able to work with Volk from a different angle, him as a coach as well versus, an athlete. So you kind of got to see the best of both worlds in that. And that was great. And then living in Vegas for a year wasn't too bad. Coached a bit of wrestling at Syndicate, MMA, John Wood, Mike Piles, Frank Mir. They do a tremendous job there, awesome gym, Mama Wood. So that's our gym I go to when I'm in Vegas for sure. And it was great. I really enjoyed my time there.
Yeah, and you, I think you're rooming with one of our mutual friends, Sasha Palatnikov from Hong Kong, who just fought today and won.
Yes.
Shout out to Sasha.
Big shout out to Sasha. Tremendous fight. I was very happy for him. Took it on 10 days notice. And he got the job done. It was a split decision, but man, it was a scrap. So I was very happy for him, man. Hopefully he keeps that ball rolling, get a couple more, and then he's back in.
Yeah, I interviewed him a couple of days before the fight, and he said how great it was working with you for about 8 months, just on his grappling, on his wrestling, and just the weaknesses that were exposed in the UFC. He really shored up those holes from what I saw in that fight, and just congrats. It must be congrats for all that work. How satisfying is it for you when you see someone like that put in, with all the work they've put in, it pays off a little bit?
Oh, it's always rewarding as a coach to see an athlete get the W and see them improve in their positions, some of their weaknesses and stuff. So, but credit to Sasha. Sasha put the work in. He did a lot of wrestling. Didn't whinge at all. Just got to it, even on days he didn't want to. So, my hat's off to him, man. He's come a long way, and he's definitely put his time in.
Yeah, and while you were out there, you were able to spread the word a little bit, weren't you, about the gym? It must have been pretty opportune for you to just be stuck there, but also have the chance to say, hey, we've got this new facility opening up in Phuket. Why don't you come down? And how successful was that operation for you, so to speak?
We call it building the brand.
Yeah.
For those of you who know what building the brand is, the boys know. But yes, the boys thought I was just on the strip every night in Vegas at the roulette table. But sadly for them, I was building the brand. I think a lot of people at the beginning kind of thought I was full of shit. They didn't really know what I was talking about when I was like, hey, we got a gym coming. Someone believed me, some of them didn't, but and then pretty soon they realized that we did have a gym, So I was over there, obviously just making sure the boys are taken care of when they come to Vegas, travel when we have to, focusing on the pro team and syndicate and helping John win as best as I could. And again, at the same time, listen, they can do theirs, but if, people ever want to get away for a holiday, and you come to Phuket, you got the best of both worlds. You can do a bit of a holiday and you can train with high-level guys and high-level coaches all at the same time. So, it's a good scenario. But with that being said, I enjoyed my stint, but it's good to be back in Phuket.
Yeah, and I saw you, as soon as you got off the plane, you had a crazy journey. It was over 24 hours or something, 4 different flights. You were straight back in a fitness class there, and then you came and taught your wrestling class. No rest for the wicked. Have you always had that insane kind of work ethic?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it's my ADHD, if I'm being honest with you. So, I got off the plane. I had to do the quarantine for a bit. I was able to get out, go see some of the boys. It was one of the boys' birthday. Just had a burger. Went back, fell asleep, was up early. Love a good Woody's cardio session. I try not to miss those when I can. So I did that to get the travel out of me. And then ironically, it was a Thursday. Wrestling's Tuesday, Thursdays. That's my job as a coach, So, you got to put your athletes first. So Jada had a fight coming up. Some people had some fights coming up, so they needed to get, the wrestling in. So, yeah, to me, it was just come off, get back to it. I missed this, so I'm not going to come back the first day and then not get back to it. So I was happy, man. It definitely cooked me, but it's rewarding, man. It's awesome having a place where you can call your own and kind of build a culture and how you want to go about things.
Yeah, and you walked straight off the plane, and then we had the grand opening, I think, a couple of days later. We had a Super Bond seminar, and then we had Alex Volkanovski give a seminar. That was really cool. I mean, how special is it for you to be part of this team with Alex? Joe Lopez, his coach, was here, and he paid a lot of tribute to you. He said how important you were to the team, especially, with the stuff that people don't see behind the scenes. He paid he was very kind about you. Did you like hearing those kind of things?
Joe gave a compliment?
Yeah.
That doesn't seem like Joe Lopez to give compliments. But, again, like I said, man, I've told people I'm very fortunate to be working with the team that we have, us, also with Freestyle, also with CKB, A lot of these guys met before I knew them in Thailand, and we just kind of kept it going, and now we have our own space. So, it's the boys, it's the team, but, whether I'm running the weight cut, me and the Romanian, half of the Ukraine weight cut team, we're doing that. We're Ubering around. Maybe I'm the comedian. It is what it is. You do what you got to do for the boys. So, again, it's a fight week. Anything can happen. That usually consists of who can turn on who first, who's gonna break who first. We just verbally abuse each other. That's how it goes down. But we keep it fun.
And where do you fit in here with all the guys? Because you've got 5 people from different walks of life. You all have such different personalities, but you all come together and you combine so well. You got Woody doing strength and conditioning, Alex Shield, and Josh Hinger helping with the BJJ. And Alex was really the mastermind, wasn't he? I've been told, behind this whole thing. And your brother George, obviously, coaching the MMA sparring as well. And then you've got who am I missing out? Sorry.
We got the wrestling, and then we got
we
got the 2 of our.
We got Muay Thai obviously as well.
Master Yard.
Master Yard
gone. Top Noi do a great job as well. Man, we try to stay in our own facets, our own things, and do the best that we can at what we do. Again, it's just about having a culture and trying to get guys on the same page. Everybody's supporting everybody. Everybody's benefiting everybody because we're all training partners. When one of them fights, all the boys are going to back it up. You know what I mean? So everybody's there to support, and that's what it's about. It's about building something.
And I think you're heading off soon, aren't you? To Australia, is it, or New Zealand?
New Zealand. Go get out there the next couple of days to help the boys out coming up for UFC 266 in July, International Fight Week, which is awesome. It's another day for the history books for the Anzacs, the Aussies, and the Kiwis. It's the first time ever that the Aussies and the Kiwis are going to be the main and the co-main, and both going to be title fights. That's incredible, man. Brad Riddell's on that card as well. Carlos is the week before. So Izzy and Volk fight. It's going to be a tremendous week, building up to it. I'm excited, man. Can't wait to get to it, to get out there. I missed Auckland. It's a beautiful place. Maybe not as nice as Australia, but it's going to be good to get there.
Is it as nice as Bangtao?
What?
Over in
Auckland?
Yeah.
Nowhere near. Nowhere near. This is God's country, brother. The only thing that can compare to this is Castle Hayne, North Carolina.
All right. So, as you said, co-main and main event. Is there a little bit of banter between the guys saying like, I should be the main event? Maybe Alex feels, got a trilogy fight against Max. It's one of the most important fights, I think, in that division's history. Do you see any kind of rivalry there, like playfully or what?
Between the boys, they'll definitely probably try to stir each other up a bit, as they should. But I guess that's a good problem to have, arguing over who's going to be the main and the co-name of something of a magnitude of this fight. And it is the Holloway 3. It's to be the trilogy, but Volk doesn't have to prove anything to me, and I'm sure some of his teammates and coaches, because we know he's the best featherweight of all time. But this is just another right in the history books for him. This is what he wants to do. He jumped right back into camp, turned around, took this fight. So my hat's off to him, man. He's a true professional in and out of the cage, same as Israel, with a great coaching staff behind him, great gym, great following, great support for their communities.
Yeah, I know you're biased as well. Can you see any way Max is going to get a different result here, or is it?
It's a fight. Anything can happen. Max is an unbelievable fighter, great team, great coaching staff. So, they're going to do their homework, as we will as well. But I think Volk is just getting better and better and better each fight, and it's been showing. And I think his skills just keep leveling up. So I'm excited for a great fight. I think everybody expects a scrap.
And as you said, he maybe doesn't get the credit he deserves. Do you think a win here, A, would make him the undisputed featherweight GOAT, and B, maybe pound for pound #1 in the UFC? Yeah,
I would think so. Again, I do think he's the best featherweight of all time, but there's a lot of people, always the naysayers and the doubters, so you have to prove them wrong, But like Volk said, this fight excites him because people still say Holloway is a great, great fighter and that he's better than Alex. So that gets Alex up in the morning, gets him motivated, and that gets him going. And he's excited and looking forward to the challenge.
All right, and quickly, obviously, as you said, Izzy in that main event against Jared Cannonier. Izzy's dominated the division. Do you see Cannonier giving him any problems? I know, as you say, a fight's a fight, anything can happen, but Israel Adesanya seems to really be separating himself from all the challenges, doesn't he?
Yeah, Izzy seems to be widening the gap after each fight. Again, it's a testament to his gym, his coaches, and his support system out there. And I think that Jared Cannonier is a dangerous fighter. He's got a lot of power in his hands. He's been getting better and coming along really well. He mixes it up. But again, I think Izzy will be his IQ might be a bit too much for him. So again, another fight that the fans are excited to see.
Yeah, who's the next star then out of the boys? Who do you see coming up and being the next champion in the UFC?
And there's a lot of them on the rise. I guess you would have to say at this point you'd have to put in Kai. Kai's fighting Moreno for the interim title, July 30th. So that's incredible. You know, what an accomplishment from Kai, who's come a long way, really put his time in. And, you know, man, he's another one that's just getting better and better, watching him like grow and mature in this sport. So I would say Kai, because, you know, Kai has that interim title shot, and I definitely think he beats Moreno.
All right. It's been a pleasure to speak to you. Been a pleasure to be here. Sadly, I'm leaving on Thursday, I think, back to Hong
You're not
Kong.
leaving, big man. Nobody's going back to the quarantine for 3 weeks. Email the boss man, or I will. Tell him, hey, some things come up. Okay, we're going to have to put this on the back burner. We're going to scratch the quarantine, I think, and just tell them you do your best work overseas.
I think that's true. I would love to go to Singapore as well.
Fighters in quarantine, brother.
I don't think there's a single fighter in Hong Kong right now, so I would love to stay, but if not, I'll be back hopefully as soon as possible. But yeah, it has been a pleasure. Again, thank you for having me, and thanks for doing the interview. And yeah, it's I can't wait for Volk, Israel Adesanya. What's the date again on that one?
That's going to be July 2.
All right, let's see what happens. All right, thanks everyone.